Greetings, Star Citizens. This is BuzZzKiller with what I hope to be the first of many Star Citizen videos. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm new to the YouTube scene. I have a couple other videos out there, but neither of them require any talking, so this is a brand new experience to me. I pledged to Star Citizen in June 2014, 6 months ago, but since then I've amassed quite a fleet. I'm a member of the Tactical Advance organization. If you haven't seen his YouTube channel, I suggest you go over there and check it out. He's got some really good videos with a lot of good information, and he's really the inspiration of what I'm doing here today. Now today I'm going to give you a tour of my hangar, show you some of the ships I have amassed. In future videos I plan to go more in depth in each of the ships, maybe even take them for a test flight or two. With that, let's get into our trusty Grey Cat PTV and begin the tour. Gotta love that broken wrist. Okay, for the first ship, this is actually my most recent acquisition. This is the Mustang Delta. It's the fighter variant of the new starter ship. It's quite a good agile little fighter. I like the weapons, and it's got a neat little dumbfire missile pod. Lets you pull off some interesting skill shots. Next up, the Origin M50. I absolutely love this ship. It's beautiful. It reminds me of a cross between F1 and a Ferrari street car. Unfortunately, with the last patch, it's really not much of a fighter, but it still does pretty well on the racetrack. And here's the M50's big brother, the 350R, also by Origin. This is more of a muscle car. It's great in a straight line, but doesn't quite handle as well. But still, with a skilled pilot, it can pull some pretty mean times on the Murray Cup. Let's roll over to our next bay here. Fingers flapping in the wind. Now here we have the King of Battle, Hornet, F7CM Super Hornet. Now this has two turrets, a top ball turret and a canard turret, and two wing-mounted weapons. Also has two missile racks, one of which is currently broken. This is the heavy-duty dogfighter. Not very agile, but it can take a beating and it can dish out a lot of punishment. Next up is the Aegis, or Aegis, however you want to pronounce it, Gladius. Now, this is a neat little ship. Absolutely beautiful. I love the lines. I love the detail. It has a nice little missile payload and a decent weapon loadout. I can't wait to get this sucker into Arena Commander and just really see what it can do. Next up is everyone's favorite space penguin, the Aegis, or Aegis Avenger. Slightly better weapons payload than the Gladius. Probably going to be a little less maneuverable. It's got a nice shield system and a nice cargo bay for hauling criminals, or when the modularity hits, raw cargo. Should be a good little all-around explorer or bounty hunting ship. Alright, moving on to the medium ships. Currently ship. We have the Freelancer Max. This is the dedicated cargo hauler of the fleet. I see this as being my primary money maker when the PU goes live. Get me on my feet and get me the money to run some of my larger ships. It's got some huge engines, well, same size engines as the other Freelancers, but more of them, and an absolutely ginormous cargo bay. And I just love the styling on this thing. Moving on to the smallest of the large ships, we have the winner of the next great starship, the Aegis Redeemer. This is a gunship slash dropship. Also, hopefully, when the modularity comes, it'll make a nice low-sec space cargo transport. Maybe even an explorer. It should be pretty maneuverable considering its size. And finally, last but not least, my pride and joy, the Constellation Phoenix. I absolutely love the constellations. Now, the reason why I purchased this ship was for its larger power supply than its other variants. Yes, it's got a nice interior, but it's really all about the firepower. I want this to be another low-sec cargo hauler with the added bonus that I'll be able to pull any VIP missions. Alright, that pretty much rounds up the tour of the hangar. Now I have some other ships that are not in the hangar, either because they don't fit or because they're not hangar ready. Some of those include the Aurora Legionnaire, the Cutlass Blue, which is pretty messed up with the current patch, so I didn't want to show it. I also have a Retaliator, which is not hangar ready, and an Origin 890 Jump. When those suckers come into the hangar, you know I'll be right on top of it, putting out a video with a tour, and hopefully eventually when the multi-crew ships come out, are available in Arena Commander, I'll be doing some flight tests on these as well. Until then, again, this is BuzZzKiller. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the verse.